in terms of education, this thing continues to make headroads. Let's put this up there on the screen. The ChatGPT actually passed, I believe it was a 10-question test on the MBA exam at the Wharton School of Pennsylvania. It earned a, quote, solid grade and outperformed some humans on the Wharton course. So what they did is they took one of their test exams, I think it was 10 questions, and then it's in his white paper, it's like, would ChatGPT get a Wharton MBA? GPT would receive a B to B minus grade on the exam. So obviously that's still a passing grade. Now I'm not saying they obviously would have passed the entire curricula, but it does highlight like, wow, this is going to really just test the grounds of knowledge working, what it means. I mean, we talked previously about what level of memorization possibly that this could free up maybe in some students, not even necessarily for this, but I did see one where ChatGPT actually worked on, it was one of the medical school exams. And one of the reasons why it was so powerful and was able to do well is a lot of people in medicine, I believe it, from what I've told, and some of the doctors and med students who I know, they have to memorize a lot of chemistry, a lot of like rote facts and other things they have to be able to recall off the top of their head. Obviously, ChatGPT, with the availability of information that they have at their disposal, it'd be much easier for them to have that on a general knowledge type test. And then that comes to the question of like, well, how is that possibly going to manifest in terms of the actual room? Like, right, you could have a future doctor who may not have to memorize all that stuff and could rely on the technology, be generally familiar, and be able to type in something if they need to have a recall and then use that knowledge for future diagnosis or future course of action. So the actual disruption here to education and to a lot of these fields, I'm finding that really, really fascinating. Like, what does that look like?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, many management consultants looking at these results and sort of quaking in their boots, wondering if they're going to become, you know, the Pete Buttigiegs of the world are going to ultimately become irrelevant here. I mean, in playing with the tool as it exists now, like yesterday I was playing with it, I asked it to write a monologue in the style of Krystal Ball about ChatGPT. And it, you know, it put out a thing that was reasonably good, but it was kind of surface level.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You know,
yeah, right. But
I mean, you can
not
definitely tell the difference.
Yes.
It's lacking some like soul to it. You can tell. And there's also, they talked about with regards to this MBA test, there were certain things that I was really good at. You know, the sentences are perfectly structured. The grammar is precise. You know, the factual references are totally, you know, totally there and thorough, et cetera. But actually on some just sort of elementary math, they said it was abysmal. Just like totally incapable. Now, that seems like the sort of thing that maybe even in the next iteration, they're gonna be able to fix. But I do think it's a long way to go before these chat AI or other similar technology like the image generation or whatever, before it's really in a position where you can't tell the difference between the output from ChatGPT and the output from a creative, thoughtful human being. So don't worry, human beings, you're not irrelevant yet.
Yes.
I guess is my bottom line.
Not yet. And also, though, you know, in terms of education, what we're talking about here, put this up there on the screen. The Stanford Daily did a survey of its students and asked, how many of you use ChatGPT on your final exams? They have a quarterly system at Stanford, I believe. And the results said that a hell of a lot of people were using ChatGPT in the fall quarter of 2022. Now, to what extent did you use it? So it was about 17% of all Stanford students admitted in an anonymous poll to using it. So I don't know how many of them actually did it. I would presume it'd probably be a little bit higher. So
I mean,
how did they use it?
It's also not a precise poll.
Yeah, right.
Not scientific or whatever.
It's not like
good
perfect,
to keep in mind.
but whatever. Yeah, Stanford Daily, good for them.
Good sense, yeah.
They did a good job here. So to what extent did you use ChatGPT in your finals? They said brainstorming, outlining, and forming ideas. That was 60%. That's kind of what I talked about before in terms of like getting people started. Answering multiple choice questions with the help of ChatGPT, 30%. Submitted written material from ChatGPT with edits, 7.3%. Submitted written material from ChatGPT without edits, 5.5%. I want to meet some of those people. That's a bold move. To take a straight up copy and paste, especially after some of the stories and all of that has come out.
I can't remember if it was, I think it was this article where one of the professors had caught a student using it, and he was like, it was pretty easy to tell because it said in whatever the essay was, like, as a artificial intelligence chat creator or something like that. And
Right.
the person clearly didn't even just like read through to pull out any self-references that this was in fact written by ChatGPT. So come on, guys, if you're going to use it, don't be that lazy. At least like reread it and make a few edits for yourself.
Here's the other interesting thing. If you ask the students, you're like, do you think that using ChatGPT is a violation of the academic honor code? So they had over 5,000 results here, right? So they said yes if used for more than just ideas, 31%. Yes if used at all, 22%. Yes if submitted with no edits, 21%. No, 13%. 12% said that they were unsure. So a lot of people, it's funny because 20% or so of them are using it, but vast majority seem to say that if you use it, at least in some capacity, it is a violation of the academic honor
People
code.
kind of divided though.
Yeah, no, they are divided.
I mean, the students seem as like sort of mixed on it as the professors that we've been reading about here. And I get that for sure. I just feel like you're fighting an uphill battle if you're not thinking of ways to, test your students and build the skills that they're going to need, given that ChatGPT is now here and is not going away, not going anywhere, and is only going to get better from here on out. So I definitely get the angst around it, and it's going to be a difficult transition. But ultimately, I think the most fruitful thinking is, okay, how do we use this tool and then build onto it? What are the pieces that human beings still bring to the table that are additive to this existing technology?
That's right.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.